Hi, hello. So my name is Lindsay. I've learned this new technique with paint that I thought would be a cool thing to share with whoever wants to watch so you can do it yourself. You definitely want a flat surface to work on. Starting out pretty basic, the first thing you'll want to do is mix some paints and cut some string. That way you have them ready to go. You can, of course, change both of these things as you go once you get a better idea of what you want to do. I've got a lot of colors mixed already. You kind of can't tell the consistency from this angle, and also because of the flat square trays. I mixed this one as well. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. I added water to all of my paints, that way they're a little bit thinner and easier to work with for this. For cutting your string, you just want to unwind it a little bit and kind of lay it out on your paper. This is pretty much just to see how long you need your string to be, and make sure you leave a little bit of space off the edge of your page. Once you're ready to go, you can take your string and choose whatever color you like, or even a couple. I'm gonna go ahead and lay it back and forth in this yellow and this coral color. Don't forget to also leave a little bit of the string outside of the paint. That way you don't get paint on your fingers when you pull it. This is where the popsicle sticks come in really handy because they make it a little bit easier for you to dunk the string under the paint. You want to make sure the string is covered completely. You can also use a paintbrush for this part if you prefer. Now you can kind of lay it however you like. And then leave the tail end right off of it. And you can use one of your extra popsicle sticks to kind of press it down, make sure it's sticking okay along the whole thing. And then you take the end of the string. You want to keep it nice and flat, don't lift it up because then it's not going to drag along the paper. And you're going to pull. Go nice and slow, and then catch the end of it before it drags off. And that's what you're left with. So this is what happens when you don't wipe off any of the excess paint. It creates a really solid mark, but because we have the mixing of the colors, you can still see some of those streaks, which are really nice. So the next one I'll show you is how it works when you have some color down first. So I'm going to take some of this light purple that I have and spread it kind of quickly over the whole thing. We don't want it to dry, so I'm going to do it nice and thick. Now this time we're going to do something different, and we're going to use the edge of the popsicle stick right on the corner. Press it down, so when you pull the string out, you're wiping off some of the extra paint. And go ahead and pull. Some of these spots here and here, a little bit over here, where it stayed like the empty purple color is because the paper is already curling a little bit, so the string didn't really stick that well. Now we're going to do another one without the wet background, but this time we are going to wipe the paint off the string. You can kind of see it pool up right there at the corner of the tray. Now this time we're going to take a blank piece of paper, place it right on top, take one of your flat heavy things, hold it gently, you don't have to push too hard, and then do the same thing. You're going to go ahead and pull. A little bit slower once you feel it getting towards the end. Go ahead and take off the book or whatever you used. And there you go. And then you're also left with a ghost print. So next I'm going to show you the ink. I'm going to go ahead and put the string entirely in the bottle so it can soak up that orange ink. Same thing as the tempera paint. We're going to use the popsicle stick to wipe off any extra ink. So I don't know if you can tell, but it did rip the paper slightly right here, but it still worked really, really well. Now we're gonna do the same thing over here. Now these are watercolor saturated in the water. I added some food coloring into the water so that they would work a little bit better. I'm gonna try to do 3 different colors for this. I'm gonna dip it in the purple first. Kind of gotta hold it down a little bit until the string has soaked up enough of the water. Tricky thing here is gonna be getting the water out of this middle one. Awesome. So the food coloring definitely helps. So for this next one, I kind of already have an idea. You can kind of see, but I drew like the pencil line for where I want it to go already. So this one I'm actually going to draw on a little bit. I thought another good thing to show you would be if you started with something else already in the background and did the string pull on top of it, so it creates a different layer effect. I'm going to go ahead and lay the string kind of exactly where I want it on here. So this is one I did earlier of the lighter green on top of the darker. And now I had the lighter shape first and then I added the dark green on top. The last thing I'm gonna do is add some details into this one that I made earlier. I let it dry and now I'm going in with a micron pen, which is just a thin black marker, and I'm adding in some roller coaster tracks. So there we go. Okay, so that is pretty much it. I'm just gonna show you some of our best ones from today. This one's a little bit lighter, but I really like the streaks that it made. These lines that came down here, and I think the colors go really well together. I think the string absorbs the ink really well, and you can kind of see the original line where the string was as well. I like that part about the ink. I like being able to see the two next to each other. And I would definitely continue with it, like do another one here and here, and maybe even more layers with different colors. And then this one, just that smaller drawing. Don't feel like you can't use this technique and push it a little bit further. I hope you enjoyed watching, and maybe you can try it yourself or share it with someone else, and hopefully you have fun with this. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy and have a good rest of your day.